Thanks for coming out tonight, by the way. We really appreciate this. This is a big event for the Labor Council. It's a big fundraiser for us, and it gets bigger every year, and we really appreciate you coming out. For those that don't know me, I'm Dr. Dennis Nave. I'm president of Greater Syracuse Labor Council, AFL-CIO. Thank you. First of all, I want to give a special thanks to the events committee for putting so much effort into making tonight's event a success. You can never thank them enough how much work they do every year. When I think how we first started in the humble beginnings, and we've grown to be so much of a larger process and event. And again, it was to help with so many people that are friends of labor and are here tonight. I just want to mention too, I did get letters from Governor Cuomo and from Congressman Keiko congratulating all the award winners tonight. Now, before I go on with my remarks on the awardees, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge where we are in our history, as a labor movement. As leader of 40,000 union members in the area, I, and I'm sure most of you, are concerned about the fate of our movement in our country. A major concern is we have elected a new president whose background did not include a struggle, unlike members who struggle every day to provide for their families, while trying to fight to improve their working standards. We've had a president who talks about the working class, but is seen by many as a false prophet. And I recognize the fact that many union members did vote for him. But keep in mind that when he spoke of American jobs, as a candidate, his campaign paraphernalia was made in China. A major concern is he appointed a fast food CEO to head the labor department who has spoken out against raising the minimum wage and wants machines to do the jobs that people currently do in his restaurants. To paraphrase the great UAW president, Walter Reuther, how many burgers will the machines buy? This is why, above all else, we must fight for justice and resist any and all anti-labor acts that this administration might throw at us. We have seen so much injustice. We are not perfect, but we strive to create a more perfect union. We must resist to ensure that our communities are places where people have an opportunity to fulfill their fullest potential. The labor movement must fight along with others in the progressive movement to ensure that our community is a great place to live, learn, and work. No other organization can make that claim that we can make, that when labor speaks for the community, we speak for the whole community. We must resist with the community. We have no choice. It is our responsibility. Finally, we are here to celebrate those victories of the past year. In spite of the changing times we now face, we've had victories in the past year. And that is why we are here tonight. We are here to celebrate and recognize those who did amazing work last year. In the midst of darkness and divisiveness, these people were beacons of hope and light and unity. Karen Rigney and Sam Young, Town of DeWitt councilors, stood up and joined our fight to raise the minimum wage. The Verizon workers from Communication Workers of America, CWA 1123, and International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW 2213, showed us what solidarity and resistance can accomplish in the face of corporate attacks on our working standards, and how Nikki Tonis and Kathy Zabinski rose to the occasion to achieve victory for their workers. Give them all a hand. We also recognize the good works of Julie Cyril and the years of service of Rick Simone. Tonight we raise these beacons of hope and light to lead the way for us to fight through these often dark times. Now, before I go on and introduce our guest tonight, who is going to be our MC, I just want to take one moment to ask Chris Ryan just to explain what the latest struggle that's going on in our area right now. Chris, you could just come up for like a minute. Thanks. There is another struggle. The struggle never ends, and there's yet another struggle. And although we're celebrating all the struggles and victories, I just want to explain that there's I think there's no better person to do that than a fellow brother than Chris Ryan. Go ahead, Chris.
So I promise that we won't.
You got 1 minute. Go.
Hold on. Wait, ready? No, wait, go.
I didn't introduce you yet.
45 seconds.
I didn't introduce you yet.
I promise we won't do this every year. Come back and ask you for your help. If we just need some help here at CWA, we have about 700 of our brothers and sisters who are on the picket line up in Waterford, New York. Waterford is a small town in between Schenectady and Clifton Park. There are chemical workers who work at a plant called Momentive. For 30, 50, for a long time, it was a GE plant. They made chemicals in a lot of other hazardous materials, and they're very good at it. In 2002, they were bought out by Momentive. That was a company, but the money behind that is a bunch of hedge fund billionaires who have taken millions and hundreds of millions of dollars out of the plant. Now they're saying it's going broke. We have been on strike since November 2nd. It's cold, it's long, and it's getting, you know what it's like to be on strike. So we ask if everybody has some affiliates, if you can spread the word up in the Capital District. We could use some help on the picket line. I was up in Albany lobbying with them from the Labor Committee, some Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats, members of the Assembly, Labor Committee Transportation, but we could use your help. If anybody has some friends or affiliates in the Capital District who would like to come and help us on the picket line, again, it's 700 people. These are highly trained, highly qualified chemical workers who have been on strike. There's no end in sight, and there's no end in the greed that these people want to take out of it. It's a Blackstone Group and Apollo Wealth Management. Anybody wants to Google the Blackstone Group and Apollo Wealth Management and look at these CEOs, I'll tell you last but not least, last year, the guy who was taking made $881 million last year. And we've been on strike since November 2nd. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chris. So let us just remember tonight, there still always will be more struggles that we have to stay together. And no matter what differences we may share, I think when we come together as a House of Labor, we stay united. I think that's the most important thing. And now with that, I'd like to introduce our MC tonight, Judge Jim Cecil. Glad to have him back.
No, it's okay. Remain seated. I want to welcome everybody here tonight. We're going to have dinner in just a moment. What I want to do, I want to get out of the way. I want to introduce the dignitaries that are here, the elected officials that support labor that are here. And if you want to hold your applause till the end, that'd be fine. Our state representatives, we have Senator John DeFrancisco is here. We have Assemblyman Al Sturpey, Assemblywoman Pam Hunter. I believe Senator Dave Gillespie is here. I didn't see him beforehand. There he is back there. What happened that they put you back there? Okay. For our city council, we have First District Councilor Joe Carney. We have Councilor Khalid Bey, Councilor Joe Nicoletti, Councilor Chad Ryan. We have President Van Robinson is here from the Common Council. Helen Hudson, City Councilor Helen Hudson, City Councilor Joe Nicoletti is here. As our county ledge, we have Chris Ryan, Peggy Chase, Linda Irvin, and I think that's it for whom we have. What's that? Elected officials? Is Monica here? I didn't see Monica. I'm sorry, Monica. Thank you for pointing that out. So Monica's here. We also have Judge Vanessa Bogan is here, and I believe Judge Derek Thomas is here. They here? Yep. We'll give him a round of applause now. There's Judge Derek Thomas. Why don't you stand up so everybody knows who you are if they don't know you? He's back there. There he is. Judge Derek Thomas, Judge Vanessa Bogan, and myself are running for election this fall. There's 3 spots. There's 3 of us running. And Vanessa and Derek both agreed to pay me $25 each time I mentioned their name. So we're up to 50 or 75, I believe. And I want to make sure that you know that they're going to call you for dinner in a second, okay? I didn't know if anybody had a problem if I leave this up here. Is it, you're free to have your picture taken with it if you'd like. It's entirely up to you, okay? But they are going to call you for dinner, and they're going to call you by table. And then once we have dinner, we will do the awards. And there's a bet going on as how late this is going to be and when we'll get out of here. But there's been some changes to the program, so I think we're going to be okay. All right. So with that, they're going to call you by table, and we'll eat, and then we'll come back and do the awards. Thank you.